Hello everyone. It's been a while since I've made a video. What I want to do today is I want to make a video about all the books that I read this year. In 2019, I had a goal to read a book a month, which I successfully did, and I was very proud of myself for that. And I told myself I could, doesn't have to be 12, but easily read, 6 to 8 books every year. And I did not do that. I think I read a book like maybe 21 or 22. And last year, I think I read half a book. I was doing a book club with my brother and some friends, and we got halfway, and we were supposed to do the video and then read the other half, and we just never got to it. So this year I did 11, technically 11 and a half, but I'm not going to count the other half book that I finished. But um, what I wanted to do was read stuff that wasn't just Halo this year. So I had told myself every other book was not allowed to be a Halo novel. The order that I read them in was Halo Fractures. It's a bunch of short stories in the Halo universe. I really liked them. So it was a good kind of first read. You go through it pretty fast just because there's so many short stories. So you get through the beginning, middle, end very fast. Star Wars: Lords of the Sith. I'm trying to get to spoiler territories with most of these books or any of them, but basically, Palpatine and Vader crash on a planet and have to work together. But them being Sith, it's kind of awkward. That was a very, very nice read. Halo Epitaph. That is probably my favorite Halo book that I read this year. You go through the Didact's journey, and it was an incredible transformation, and it had probably one of the coolest sword fights I've ever read about or seen at all. It was amazing. At the end of the year, I did listen to it on Audible because the voice actor, whose voice escapes me right now, did read it as well. So anytime the Didact talked, he deepened his voice, and it was really cool. After that was Star Wars: Madison Apprentice. It was when Qui-Gon was training Obi-Wan, and they did not have a perfect relationship as master and student, which I was very surprised about. It got to this point in the year when I was like, yeah, I'm not reading just Halo, 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 but I'm doing Halo, Star Wars, Halo, Star Wars. So after my next Halo book, I have to do something that is not Star Wars. But after Master and Apprentice, I read Halo Envoy. This one I was scared to read for quite a while because it features Grey Team, which is Grey Team's leader is my third favorite Spartan 2. And my first and second Spartan 2s, who I will not name, are dead. So I was worried about that. So overall, though, it was a really good book. There's honestly only probably one thing that I would say just kind of started happening a lot. Someone had a secret, and near the end, she just told everyone. I understand why she had to, but it was really funny that she just saying like, I'm not supposed to tell you this, and then you read like 30, 40 more pages. Hey, I'm not supposed to tell you this, but so I was like, man, you don't know how to keep secrets. After that was Tuesday with Maury. It was a book that a friend read, highly recommended it to me. It is a very short book. It is a very interesting book, but yes, it is kind of sad as you go through it. You know, a man is meeting with his old professor from college, and he's kind of deteriorating every time they get they meet. So it's very sad, but it was a very, trying to think of the right words for it, but it was a very real book. After that was The Long Walk. The reason it wasn't just a Halo book is a friend and I wanted to try our own book club because I was kind of complaining how I wasn't doing it with my brother and friends because we just couldn't find the time. So we would just read to a certain point by a certain day and talk about it at work. It was very easy to talk about it because since we worked together, we could easily talk about it. And it was my first Stephen King book. It's the only one I've read currently. But I do want to read more because it was a really, really good book. It's also pretty fast. The plot's pretty simple. 100 boys have to walk forward on a road at a certain pace, and if you stop too many times, you get taken out, literally. So, yeah, it's a pretty fast book, and the timing could not have been more perfect because as we were reading it, they announced that they are making it a movie. So we were pretty excited about that. The next book I read was Halo Silent Storm. This is about Master Chief and Blue Team and also Green and Gold, and just what the UNSC was trying to do the first year into the war with the Covenant. They were just losing planet after planet, and they had to do a pretty risky operation to slow them down, to give the humans time to stop them. So it was pretty cool. The next one after that was How to Stop Time. This is a book I came across because I saw a coworker on lunch, and I saw that she was almost done with a book. So when she finished it, later on in the day, I asked her, "Hey, how was your book? How did you like it?" And she talked about it, and it sounded pretty interesting. So I picked it up, and I really enjoyed it. It's basically about a man who ages 15 years slower. So every year to us, for him to age 1 year, it takes 15. So he is 450 around that, and he's still depressed in modern day about his wife who died of the plague. So that's interesting. Next one after that was Halo Oblivion. I got lucky because you can read Halo Oblivion and Halo Silent Storm by themselves. However, Halo Oblivion takes place, I believe it's 6 or 8 weeks after the events of Silent Storm. So it is in your best interest to read Oblivion after Silent Storm to know exactly what they're talking about. So I got very lucky with that. It was a really, really good book. Silent Storm and Oblivion are very realistic, more about the military aspect of facing aliens. So it was really, really cool. There's something that, I won't say about that actually, because it is a spoiler, but something happens at the end of Halo Oblivion that was extremely cool. One book that I read off and on throughout the year was something called Black Sheep. A friend that I know online was able to get a short story printed on it called Doors. So if you guys ever pick up this copy of it, I really, really enjoyed his story. If I had to pick one story besides his that I enjoyed, was probably The Hunt. It was really good. The character does something that I did not think of doing, and even if I did think of it in real life, I don't think I would do it. I'm trying to think if there were any stories that I did not appreciate. There was only one because it got I don't mind politics in books, but it was about real politics, and I was like, okay, I'm reading to avoid this stuff, so wasn't a fan of it. But yeah, I'm very, very proud of all the books that I read this year. And I was organizing them because I tried to keep a collection of all the books I've read, which is sadly not too many, but when counting them, I realized I have read 22 Halo novels, and I believe there are 32 or 33. So, I've still got double digits left to go, but I'm getting very, very close. So next year, I am going to do the same thing in 2025. Every other book cannot be Halo, but I'm very excited for the Halo novels that I read. So I hope you guys have a happy New Year. I hope you guys have goals to achieve. I hope you guys do achieve them. I know it's very, very difficult to achieve everything you say you're going to do. I experienced that this year with, eating healthy consistently and working out consistently. But, all we can do is just keep trying and just see what happens. So have a good New Year, guys.